he starts getting very scared. Where am I? 1 second, where's the land? And he's treading water, and he thinks to himself, should I go this way or that way? Oh my gosh, what happens if I'm swimming out to the ocean? What happens if I'm swimming deeper into the sea? And he thought to himself, this can't be. What's going on? And he thought to himself, he said, oh my gosh, I better. Oh, and he's trying, his arms are sore, and his legs are aching and cramping, and thinks to himself, I better, let me see, where is there noise coming from? There's not a sound, just the waves. Where just maybe a couple seagulls. Where are the birds flying? Maybe they're flying to land somewhere. They're not going to, but there's no bird. He's trying to look. He starts swimming in the direction he's pretty sure is land. And now the salt in his eyes was unbearable. He tried so hard as he would to just open his eyes, but it's salt water, it burns. We try as he's swimming to go like this, but it was burning until he kept on swimming until finally he realized, I have no idea which direction I'm going. Am I going out to the sea or am I going home to land? And with his mind, I have no idea where I'm going, Hashem. I'm in your hands only. Please, please make it that my work is not in vain. Please make me go in the course in the direction of land and not out to sea. Please help me that I shouldn't swim into the mouth of a creature that's much bigger than me. Please, Hashem, please, I can't. It's not my fault. And he started thinking to himself, why did this happen to him? A person only suffers maybe for an avirah he did, and he thought to himself, what could he have done? And he thought to himself, maybe he caused jealousy. Maybe I caused someone to be jealous of me. That's an avirah too. You're not supposed to make people jealous of you. And as he's there, he's thinking, Hashem, I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give up. Never give up. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to try. I'm just, whatever. I'm sure I'll get there. And as he was going, he had no idea if he's swimming out to the sea, or who knows. And every once in a while, he'd open his eye to see if there's any boats around. Oh, I wish. Is there a big boat, a small boat, a plane? Planes were then only used by the army, not really for regular local people like ourselves. And then he went, and as he was swimming, it felt like forever. And his hands again and again, and back and side, till finally, after hours and hours, on that Friday afternoon, he felt he could do it no more. He felt, I can't. I'm only human, I'm not a machine. I can't. I have to give up, but I can't. I don't want to give up. Never, never give up. It's even the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot that says you're never supposed to give up. It says, Al tityaesh, never give up. Keep trying. And right when he felt, but I can't, he was just about to go under, and he said, I can't. Who will ever bury me? Who will ever find me? I can't. I'm so young. I never got married. And as he's there, he's thinking to himself, oh, if only I had a son. If I had children, at least then I wouldn't feel so bad because there's still the continuity. And he's right there, and he realizes, I can't. And the water's already getting in his eyes and his mouth. And he realizes it's over. And he says those last words, the words that we say day and night, that we say we truthfully believe and know that Hashem, our God, is the one and only power. And Hashem, whatever you do is good because you are so good. And with that, after saying Hashem Echad, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, he had no choice but to go to his fate. And as he went under, what? He realized his feet was on sand. He jumped up, he kicked over, the sand was going in. He looked around, he's on land, there's rocks. Here he thought he's on land. He was so excited to know that he's not dead. He thought he's dead, all of a sudden he feels land. Then he ran to the rocks with his hands and his body all swollen from the salt water. And he saw a big rock. And he fainted and collapsed. From excitement and shock. Perhaps dehydrating a little with not enough water and fluid in his system. And he collapsed on the rocks on the shore. His fate was not over. Maybe a wave would come over the rock and take him back to sea. But as he lay there, Shabbat was starting. It was 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Already 7. Everyone went to shul. The yeshiva was filled with talmidim who prayed in the yeshiva with their fathers and friends. And someone commented, but maybe, hey, maybe we're missing Rav Avrohom. Where's Avrohom? And right then they realized, Avrohom is missing. They didn't know that he was almost shark food. They didn't know that he was almost lost to the marine world, to the ocean. Till someone said, hey, I remember Avrohom wasn't he playing today in the afternoon? The boys used to play soccer, just to exercise a little bit. And then their bones was all Charlie horse from playing sports. They would have Shabbat to rest. Ba Shabbat, ba Menucha. When Shabbat comes, you feel relaxed. And right then someone said, where's Avrohom? And someone said, wait, maybe he was playing. Hey, was this the week that he went boating? And someone said, yeah, of course, he's boating. And right then someone said, 1 second. If he's boating, where's his boat? Did it come in? Someone said, of course, he's a very talented person, don't worry. Besides, who went with him? They used to always go with a buddy. No one ever went alone in the ocean. That would be suicide. And as they looked around, they said, Levi, were you with him? And Levi at first wanted to deny it. But he said, well, you know what happened? The boat lost control. He was in the water and I didn't know what to do. And he's back. Yeah, I'm sure he's back. Yeah. So, Levi, what do you mean? You left him in the water? Why did you say anything? So, no, he's back. I'm sure he's back. I mean, 1 second, how deep in the water were you? So, no, not so deep. No, only about a couple miles up. Yeah, well, he was thinking to himself, what time did you guys leave? So, 1 o'clock, around lunch after yeshiva. And, yeah, but what time did you come back? I got back around about 3 o'clock. Yeah, he should be back. And right away they realized, 1 second. You left him out in the sea? Are you crazy? And they rushed and they ran. Bachram on Shabbat. And they got to the shore where the boats were tied. And as they looked out at the sea, if there's a boat maybe lost, they saw little Avrohom wiped out, washed up, on the shore, on the rocks. Quickly they ran to him and they realized they might have to do CPR, maybe something, maybe he drowned. It's only a certain amount of minutes that a rescue squad has to administer and to do first aid, to save a person who drowned or choked. Hashem Yishmerenu. And right then they rushed to him and they wanted to throw some water on his face to wake him, to revive him. But you don't do that to someone who drowned. He doesn't need any more water. And as they shook him, Avrohom. And right then, Avrohom looked up. What's going on? The Bachram was so happy to see he's alive. They picked him up, even though it was Shabbat. And you're not allowed to carry. And they carried him back to yeshiva. Because it's a matter of risking lives here. For sakana. Make sure he's okay. It was very hard for him to walk. And they brought him to yeshiva and they nursed him back to health. He started feeling better. And he was wondering, should he tell the Rosh Yeshiva what Levi did? Or is that Lashon Hara? Maybe it's not Lashon Hara because the man's a dangerous person. He wasn't sure what to do and he was just thinking what to do, and Levi was embarrassed to look at him. And as he went to his room, he saw my smicha, my letter of certification from the Rabbinical Court of Morocco, which announced me and pronounced me an advanced expert in Torah, a Talmid Chacham, a rabbi, a Rav. It was burned. All he could see was the top half, but somehow it burned in the middle. Who could have done this? Who could have taken this and burned it in the middle? He had a lot of regret. But you know what? Rishaim are always filled with regret. A wicked person always regrets what he does. Everything he does he's going to regret sometime. And you know, Avram wasn't sure what to do. Till like a week later, when he was cleaning out the washrooms, like I told you he used to do to make a little parnasah. There's nothing wrong with during messy work for a parnasah to make a living. What, I have to wear a suit and a tie? If I can get an office job, that's nice. But sometimes you got to do anything you can to make an honest living. It's not embarrassing. Some people say, no, I would never do that. You do what you have to support yourself. Don't be a bal gaiva, show off, I can't do that job. It's below my dignity. The Gemara says, even if you're a kohen and a rabbi, don't be embarrassed to sell smelly leathers in the street. If you're making an honest living, what are you embarrassed of? Here's my wares, who needs leather? You don't have to be embarrassed to say, oh, but I'm a kohen, I'm a kahana, I'm a rav. It's not. Oh, you have to make a parnasah. You do what you got to do. What would you rather do? Walk around the shnar and go to people, hello, handouts, please, hello? No. You go make a living. And you know what? As he was right there, he was thinking to himself that day, maybe I should leave the yeshiva. I wasn't appreciated here. As a matter of fact, I was endangered a little bit by that one person who's strange. He shouldn't be here, maybe. But I guess it's better he's in yeshiva than anywhere else, because if he was somewhere else, he'd really be dangerous. At least in yeshiva, they tried to straighten him out. And right then, as he was there, he suddenly tripped. And as he was there, he tripped. As he tripped, the dirt that he was holding from cleaning the facilities went all over him. And as it landed by his face, he looked down and he thought to himself, how long will I have to handle this hardship? He knew that learning Torah with pain and with hardship is worth the reward. But he felt, if my friends are jealous of me, and here I found this difficulty, maybe I should go to a different country to learn Torah. And quickly, he heard from a Rabbi Monk that in Cleveland, Ohio, there's a new yeshiva opening up called Tal's Yeshiva. And he heard that the rabbi is very close to the students, a very friendly rabbi, the kind of rabbi that about 100 years earlier, his grandfather, Blazer Gordon, was born. And the day he was born, on the day of his Brit Milah, he was traveling to his Milah, and his body, his little body, the baby body, fell into the snow. And at first everyone was scared. Where's the baby? They couldn't find him. He was lost in the snow. Oh my gosh, did he freeze to death? But when they searched their tracks, they found him being guarded by a big hairy wolf that kept the baby's body warm. And his father back then named him Eliezer. Eli is Hashem. El, God. Ezer saved. And this boy, Blazer Gordon, went and saved many Jews by opening up one of the biggest yeshivot in Europe, Tal's Yeshiva. And here, about 100 years later, his grandson was opening up a big yeshiva. A yeshiva with hundreds of students, a yeshiva with love for Torah. Rabbi Bloch was such a friendly Rosh Yeshiva that sometimes if he would see the Bachurim on a Friday afternoon not learning, he would one time went and he bought them a football. He said, here, play, it's important to exercise. He was known one time as Rabbi Bloch was walking to Yeshiva and it was snowing outside. One Bachur took a snowball and he threw the snowball right in the direction of the rabbi, and as it hit the rabbi in the back, Rabbi Bloch didn't get angry, but he picked up a snowball and he threw it back at the boy. He said, you want to play? He was a very caring person and all the students loved him. He was a tall rabbi with a gold watch, a gold chain watch hanging on his vest. And his genius, his brilliance in Torah met no bounds. And so finally, at that time, Rav Avrohom figured